am back at my work table doing a scrapbooking page today, taking a couple of days off from sewing, and I have this photo that has been laying out here with the materials for over a month. And I think it's an appropriate time because I'm celebrating a birthday this week, and this photograph was taken last year right around my birthday. I don't remember the exact date. I'm going to have to go back and look and see what day that my friends and I got together. It was a special birthday dinner because the three of us became friends when we started working together in the mid-90s, and we started going out for birthdays. And we have our birthdays are scattered around the year, so we're just about evenly spaced. Mine happens to be the first one of the year, and then we have one in the summer and one in the fall. One of our group had to move away for a few years for work, and she and I stayed in contact, and the other friend and I still went out for birthdays, so we've been doing this for over 20 years. But this was the first time that we'd all three been back in the same area at the same time, and mine was the first birthday, so we all went out, and then we went out for each of the others. So we started back our tradition. And the reason it's a particularly special photo to me is after my first friend moved away, I thought, why did we never take a picture of all of us when we had our birthday dinners? It was one of the scrapbooked for years and all during this time, and I had never taken a photo from those dinners. So we made sure we took a photo that night, and I think it came out to be a really good one. What I want to do with the page is use some of these great colors that we're wearing. I went through my papers, and I want a nice happy page. So I have the Happy Place 6x6 pad from Fancy Pants, and I have Sunkissed from Basic Gray. All my scrapbooking stuff is old, but it's still things that I like. And there's some beautiful patterns in these. Now, a good way to use a whole bunch of different patterns is to work them into a die-cut background. And you'll see it when I get it cut out here in a little bit. I have a silhouette cut that creates this grid design, and basically you fill in the grids with squares of paper, and it can be a solid, it could be all the same thing, but I'm going to fill mine in with a bunch of different designer papers. And so that those really show up, and so the photo really shows up, I think what I'm going to cut this with is either do a black background with gray die cut for the squares, or vice versa. I think it will look better to do it that way, to have the black background, even though I don't do that very often, and especially not for a spring page. But I think it'll really make this all pop. And one of my friends is both of my friends are wearing black, and so I think it'll really pick up those colors. And I'm just deciding on which gray. I believe the darker gray is going to look better. Let's see how it's going to look with some of these papers. Go ahead and pull out a few that I have already cut down, because I've used these 6x6 pads already some. Well, the light gray would work as well. See, I could do the light gray, and then I could do it on this darker gray background and just not do the black at all. That might be better because it wouldn't be quite so stark. As I said, this is a spring page, and I wear some black and stuff in the summer or in the winter, but in the summer I don't. And I'm a bright color person. You know, I like my blues and greens, so that's very often where my colors go, and it's a little bit of an unusual combination for my page. I think I like this better. I mean, when I get the black out of the way, this looks as dark as I want the background to be. And I think that having that shade of gray there just gives the page more depth. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll use that for the background and use this gray paper to do the die cut. And this is a little bit better paper. This is a little bit thinner cardstock. It came from one of the hobby shops, I think. This, or crafting shops like Michael's, this is Stampin' Up! Paper. And so it's a really good quality paper and will make a very nice die cut with my silhouette. It's been so long since I did much with my silhouette. I better do some practice cuts to make sure my blade and everything is a good one. Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to do my die cut, and I did a little horrible little quickie sketch where I'm going to have the photo probably in the middle. Very often I'll put the photo to one side or the other, but I think I'll put the photo kind of in the middle and then have the embellishments come down towards the photo and off the photo in a diagonal. And then the title. The title is coming from some of my embellishments here. I have this Memories from Fancy Pants. That's it. Yeah, that's Fancy Pants. I don't know if these two came together. I don't know. But anyway, I don't think they did. But anyway, I'll do Memories there, and I think I'm going to do Friends and Memories. I think that's a really good title for this page. And I've got some nice flair here, and then we have some stickers that have had forever, but I think these will be some really cute stickers. They're the right colors. So it's really just pulling out things with right colors, bright, happy stuff that I can add to this page, because I'm really wanting to focus on the photograph and just, you know, capturing those memories. I don't think it'll be hard for me to remember that this was my birthday. Now, since I got that out, or maybe around the same time, I got in some Stampin' Up stuff, and I don't know where it went. I think I must have put it up already. But I had a Stampin' Up stamp set that has a birthday cake on it. I don't think I quite have enough room for that on here, but I still may do something birthday related so that I remember that it was specifically my birthday. But I don't think that'll be hard to recall. But the most important thing is that the three of us were back together again after not being in the same place at the same time for several years. So let me get started by die cutting this, and then we'll start assembling the page. What I will need to do with my die cut is to cut out 16 squares, and they can be a little bit smaller than this, but I'm going to cut them at 2 inches because then I'll have room to glue them or tape them onto the back. I've selected papers from the 6x6 pads, and I want to add to that some things out of my scrap bin here. You wouldn't have to have all 16 different, but I like them that way, and I want some blacks and grays, some reds, and some of the turquoise color that I'm wearing. So I'll just select these, and then I'm going to trim them down to 2-inch squares. And we'll lay them out. The photograph will not completely cover anything. So I'm going to start with these in the middle that you won't see very much of and use some of the simpler designs there. There's one that's going to have words on it, so I'll have to be careful when I place it to make sure that those words show up. And right now I'm just laying them on top just to get an idea of where they're going to go, but they're going to get adhered underneath. And no matter how many times I do this kind of thing and I try to keep everything straight, I end up gluing them on backwards. So that floral design in the upper left corner will end up in the upper right corner. It doesn't matter. The main thing is that I had them arranged so that the black was scattered out, the red was scattered out, so that it didn't have any one color in one place. And this first one is the one with the words, so I spent a little bit of time making sure that I got it centered so that you could see those words good. So I have all of them taped on, and I went ahead and used tape for this. I know it's not archival quality, but it's fine. My scrapbooks are mostly for me, and they're going to last as long as I'm going to be using them. I am going to use Tombow adhesive, though, to hold the rest of the design in place, because that's just easier. I lined it up with a ruler to start, and then used the tape to adhere the glue to adhere everything. And so now I can put my photograph in the middle and start building the title. And I'm using some embellishments for the title. I'm using Friends and Memories. And both of those were given to me by friends. So they're just embellishments that I received as gifts. And they're perfect for this page. And I can glue Memories on with Tombow adhesive. And the stickers are sticking really well. Typically when you adhere something to a photograph, it sticks, so you want to be sure that you're getting it where it needs to go on the photo. I do have a piece of flair that I'd like to use. I'm kind of careful with flair. I don't tend to use more than one piece at a time when I'm doing a layout, not typically. I
I think it just really stands out. Then I'm choosing stickers that mean something regarding the memories and the story that I'm trying to tell here. And I will have journaling there along the bottom. But first, under that piece of flare, I think that a circle sticker will help anchor it a bit. So I picked one of the October afternoon stickers and just sticking that behind the photo and then the flare right over the top of the corner. And again, going through the stickers and trying to find something that's meaningful. And I'm adding one piece of wood veneer here as a little house because my friend came home, and so I thought that was meaningful as well. And instead of enamel dots, I'm going to do some, I wanted to get a little bit more of that teal color that I'm wearing, that turquoise color, and so I had these jewel tones that I think will go in there really well. So I'm adding just a few more stickers and the hearts, the little puffy hearts from Chamel's, one of her collections, and then I'll finish it off with the jewels, which will bring a little punch of color. So it's mostly black, then red, and then a little bit of turquoise.
I decided not to add anything else to the page. I could add some ribbons, some more stickers, but there's a lot here with all of the different papers. Even though they're part of the background, they add a lot of color and pattern to the page. So I think we have enough. I have a great photo, my journaling, and just enough elements to emphasize the points that I want to about the page. So this was the 2019 birthday celebration with my friends. This year we just had to do emails and phone calls, and this is our birthday celebrations are going to have to be delayed a little bit. We're on a still on a shutdown or stay-at-home order, and then we'll be going to a phased-in opening in North Carolina. So restaurants will be at least the end of May, and I don't know when we'll all feel comfortable about going back to things. But it reminds me to remind you that if you haven't already, start taking pictures of what's happening now. We will want to capture this so that hopefully these will be memories that we can look back on years from now and like, oh my gosh, do you remember the spring of 2020 or the year of 2020 and what all we had to do and what happened? And hopefully it'll just be memories for us about having challenges at the grocery store, getting stuff, or wearing masks, and it won't be too devastating in your life. I really, really hope that. But we are going to be living with this for a while, and it's what they refer to as our new normal. So, and there'll probably be different stages to it. So it's a good time to take some photographs and record something that's really different that's going on in your life, whether that's homeschooling or the challenges with grocery shopping or how you're exercising that you're at home, just whatever you want to capture about your day-to-day life. So I hope you'll take some of those photos, and I have been taking some of those photos, and we'll be coming back later on with some more pages. Thanks for watching today, and stay safe.